First off, tell me your name and title and business.
Dayna Crumley, branch manager for Loan South Mortgage Corporation.
What do you do there?
I originate mortgage loans, and I'm a manager for loan officers and processors.
Do you enjoy that job?
Love it. Love helping people get in houses.
How long have you been doing that?
22 years.
But I understand you have a passion, hobby, other job.
A little bit of a passion. Dog rescue.
Tell me about that.
We go in and save large breed dogs that are homeless in shelters or those that are abandoned on the side of the road. Probably 60% injured. Those are the hardest ones to get rescued for.
Why? What got you into?
I had a dog that we adopted out. We saved it out of North Carolina, and we adopted him out, and he got loose during fireworks on July 4th. And when we went to find where he might be, couldn't find him on the streets because the owner who had adopted him called me. So we started looking for him, putting flyers out. Contacted animal control, and we went up there and found out the dog had been there for 2 or 3 days and got him out. And I thought to myself, how many kids or families lose their dog? And the state of Georgia only requires a 3-day hold process for the dog, what's called a stray hold. So at that point in time, the dog can either be euthanized for space, or it can be sent out of state to another rescue where the people can't find their dog again. So I thought, how many kids lose their dog, fireworks, door left open, digging out of a fence, you know, whatever situation might happen, not just carelessness. Those are the ones we don't like to give the dogs back to anyway, but so many people have probably lost their dogs and not known where to begin to look for them, and then you only have a 3-day window to find them. I house anywhere from 21 to 30 fosters at my home at a time. Probably about 6 to 8 of them at a time are medically recovering from being hit by a car, being hit in the head with a baseball bat, being cut with a knife, being abused. We've even taken bait dogs from GBI busts to try to rehab them, which 100% of them have been rehabbed.
What all counties and areas do you work in for doing this?
Primarily Floyd, and I also pull from Gordon, Chattooga, Fulton, DeKalb, Hall County, Clayton County, and Paulding County.
And you find families to help?
Actually, what we do is we get contacted by the shelter. Typically, it's an urgent dog who's either on his last hours on death row, which is called a red line dog, which means he has a very short period of time, or an injured dog that the shelters, none of them have the capability to treat. They can maintain and keep the dog comfortable until a rescue can come in and get them. But no, actually, I pull them, and once the dog's vetted, which by that I mean, you know, vaccines, treated, then it can go into a foster home. We take the dogs into our home. My oldest daughter and my youngest daughter, myself, we take our dogs, the dogs that are injured, into my home, rehab them, and then we can put them into a foster home.
How much stress and what does your family think about that as well?
Well, some days they want to go run and hide because there's so many dogs to feed, so many dogs to care for. It becomes very overwhelming. But then when you get that one dog into that perfectly fitting home, it makes it all worthwhile.
And I understand there's other things you guys are involved in, and what is it, a rotating community caravan? The
founder of the Animal Companion Rescue Foundation, which is Dale Whitland in Sandy Springs, he has actually had a 40-foot mobile spay-neuter unit built, and it should be delivered in the next 6 to 8 weeks. And it will travel throughout North Georgia communities. It'll actually travel all over the state eventually. But it'll be a low-cost spay-neuter clinic for those people that can't afford a typical vet cost for their spay-neuter for their dogs. So it's going to assist. What the biggest problem is dogs breeding, backyard breeders.
How do you find when they're coming to your area?
It'll actually be on our website, which is www.animalcrf.org. There's also a link on there for foster volunteering, donating the adoption applications, and all of our dogs are listed on Pet Finder under the Animal Companion Rescue Foundation.
What is it about this coming back to Rome and doing this that you said, you know, I'm going to dedicate a huge portion of my life to do this?
My business has always been in Rome, and the community has always been very supportive of my mortgage business, and I felt like that is my way to give back, as well as my vet, which is Mount Berry Animal Clinic, and Dr. Todd. They have always been so super supportive of our rescue efforts, so super supportive, helping us with a low-cost treatment for our dogs who are critically injured, whatever the case may be. And the animal control here, I could tear up talking about them because those guys, you know, they get a really bad rap if you've seen anything on Facebook or read anything that some of the people who are not even in this community have written. And, you know, I laugh because I feel so defensive, like they're family to me, because they work so hard in saving dogs. I can't tell you the number of times that Keelan Freeman and Matt and Jason Broom have called me and said, look, this dog can't be adopted out, but can you help it because it deserves a chance. This dog's injured, or this dog may be a little aggressive, but I think you can work with it. There's never been a time that they haven't tried to help a dog, and I don't think the public sees that like they should.
Can any family help with adoptions or stuff that they can get in contact with you to help not only you but the animals as well?
Yes, that would be fabulous. All of our dogs come fully vetted, which is spayed, neutered, microchipped, all their vaccines. We have a foster program so they can apply for to be a foster parent, and typically it's anywhere from 2 to 8 weeks they foster a dog, depending on what the dog's age is and that kind of thing. They can also volunteer at adoption events, which would come and help place dogs in families. To adopt a dog, we have an application process that they have to go through, but we have a lot of breeds, beautiful dogs available right now.
And how can they get in contact with you for that?
They can contact me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook under Dayna Crumley, or they can contact us through www.animalcrf.org.